Safe, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's good. So for example, any other examples? Okay, pose with the child. You could do an action, right? You could, like you're saying, keep talking so that you are listening to the child. You could like just smile, so that the child is calm and relaxed and notices that you are listening to him and will come. Okay, or you could say something like, "I'm listening," and just shouting away and all that, right? Would the child be calm? No. So some words that an angry child will calm down. Okay, how can I help you? Okay, you're angry. Okay, how can I help you? Etc. So you see that you think of the action, condition you want the child to be, and then choose the words in order for that child to do the action you want the child to do. You follow? Anyone not follow? We'll do it again, okay? Because basically, if you don't follow these steps, okay, so you must identify what is the action, okay? Identify how can the child do that action? How can he do that action? You empower the child, you help the child, okay? And then you choose the words which will make him do the action. No reason why he shouldn't do that. For many different kind of actions you want and different kind of states that you want the child to do. Okay? For example, if you want the child to be curious, okay, now whose fault is it? No, I'm not talking about children. I'm talking about employees, like who are the old school owners. What do you think? If your employees say they feel unmotivated, they feel like another day of work, you can see it on their face and whatever. So if they're not motivated, whose fault is it? Don't worry, is any of your bosses here? You could say that. To your boss, I'm really bored. So let's then plan a retreat. And I do really recommend it because teachers are with children 24/7, more than parents. And when parents come home, they finish work, they're not in the right state of mind to evoke the best of their child. But you teachers, you are. Okay, but you human, I would recommend every school has a spa or go to a retreat every few months, really close the school down for a day and really refresh. I do it from experience and it really helps out a lot. To be curious. So, is that right? C-U-R-I-O-U-S. Okay, curious. But I told them to make an effort so they will sit down and talk properly and listen to their colleagues and say, you may be right there, but my opinion is that, this, that, and other. Okay? Excuse me for interrupting, but I do feel strongly that this and that about you. I understand. Are you trying to say, is this what you are trying to say? Please correct me if I'm wrong. So they're more eloquent, they're more refined in their speech, in their approach, and it really has an impact on their colleagues. And the relationship really is much better. It's something sincere, meaningful, valuable. It's something that maybe you and your loved one would have because you want to carry on forever in your life and never enter heaven and all that, right? So something is meaningful. So you should have it with your son, your daughter, your colleagues. Instead of just going through everyday life and just not worrying about what you have to say. If you wanted to make someone feel safe, if you wanted a child, the child got lost on a school trip or whatever, was momentarily separated from you, or a new stranger comes to the school, could be a parent, could be a janitor, anything. That's why child protection is very important. Or let's say you have no smoking, aside here, okay, no smoking policy in the school, and somebody comes to school and is smoking. If your children knows it, your staff know it, everyone knows it, they all say, somebody's smoking there, so he's not supposed to be there. So he's a stranger. So everybody's on alert. Okay, so that's just one thing of it. Okay, so let's say a child feels unsafe. There's a stranger nearby, and actually it turns out there's a new teacher. Or don't worry, I'm here. Anything else? to the child, yeah, not to the stranger, yeah. Yeah. Can I help you? Are you feeling okay? Okay. How can I help you? Okay. So the child will feel less afraid. Okay. Now, what about in their work? He spilled some water, or did not follow the instructions. You said use red and blue to make purple. You're just being creative, okay? But those words, does it make the child feel safe? Okay? Yeah, that's so creative. Okay, so it's not wrong. We haven't said, you're wrong, didn't you hear what I said? Okay, that sort of thing. If a child says, you say, okay, Damien, please mix red and blue. Okay, and the child looks at you and says, mix red and blue. How would you respond to the child who's repeated what you said? Pardon? Show. Okay, anybody else? Okay, and you say, yes, I said mix red and blue. And he said, well, he takes the red bottle and the blue bottle and he says, mix red and blue. Right? How would you react? You should be doing this talk. Yeah. I mean, some of you who might not know and understand what is he. Is he trying to play a game? You just said mix red and blue, and he said, do you mix red and blue? Some will think that, are you trying to be funny? Did you listen to me? Would you use those words? The child is trying to feel safe. How do you encourage the child to feel safe and continue in his work? Okay? And you don't want to have to sit down and watch a child, like that child, red and blue, like this, teacher. Yeah. Don't worry, you can do it again. It's easy. Try. Okay? What you're doing is quite accurate. Okay? Give it a try. Trust me. Trust yourself. Use those words. Okay? Don't think that they're little children and they don't understand what have you. They need to learn all these good values. Trust, patience, and all that. Okay? So use those words. What if you want the child to be happy? Okay? Really alive. The child is bored. I'm bored. He comes out of the chair. Have you seen them? Like little businessman comes from the car by mom and dad and comes in with his bag. How do you want to make him feel happy and alive? What words would you use? Good morning. How would you speak? Those of you, I am told not many of you, some of your parents are not Montessori, your early child. You need to speak at the level of the child's eye. You must. So you need to keep fit, keep your knees very, very fit, and go down, ouch, yeah, and speak at the eye level. Very, very important. Because this gives the child confidence, reassures that you want to be giving the child that attention. Who has seen a famous celebrity do this to her? He's very famous. He's royalty, actually. Sorry? William. Prince William. Yeah. He does it all the time to his son. What's his name? George. Right? And he goes down all the way down there. Okay? He does it all the time, so much so that his mother also scolds him for it. And says, why are you doing that? Stop it. Pick up your child. Whatever it is. Like that. And doesn't it feel good that, I'm talking to you now? This is different from I'm talking to everybody else. Okay? Yes. Looking down. Right? You look eye level. Okay? And you want the child to be happy, so do that. Okay? And the child arrives. And by the way, Prince William's son goes to a Montessori school. Okay? What would you say to the little boy, 3, 4, 5? Not really cute. Because they're like little adults. They are adults to be. What would you say to the child? Do not mix causing the child to experience a human emotion with wanting the child to be happy as a token. Do not mix it. You can. The difference is something like, let's say the child is sad, and we say, I can see you're sad. Can we do something together? Okay? That's I hope, sincere. Alright? Or rather than say, oh, you're so sad. Don't be sad. Alright? That you're not treating the child with respect there. There's two different approaches, and you need to be conscious about it. Okay? It's like a bit condescending.
Okay? So, they are not related. Okay? And why is this important? You may say it's not really important. So what? If I spill water, I'm just going to wipe it. How can one go deeper into this aspect of Montessori education? For those who are new to Maria Montessori philosophy, so Montessori classroom has one section of materials, which is the sensorial materials. These materials are designed to stimulate the child's senses: taste, smell, touch, sound, and visual. Okay. So I will take you beyond the basic materials to tell you what the purpose of this sensorial education is. Okay. So let's start with what do you see in the picture? What do you see in the picture? Washing the okay. And what is the child learning here? Feel the water. Okay. That's maybe because my topic is sensorial, you all answered related to senses, but I'm happy because I did not expect those answers. What I expected was, usually what happens in a Maria Montessori talk, when I show such pictures, people tell independence, right? Yes. The child is very independent at this age. Is it mental independence or is it physical independence? Physical independence, right? So when a child is born, the purpose of the child is to construct the man. Like, you get what I mean? Yeah. So the first step is physical independence. And what happens? What is most essential in physical independence is the senses. Okay. So you may say that in Montessori classrooms, the very often discussed subject is movement. Right? How does the movement come? Do you know the physiology of the movement? It comes through your brain. And how does the brain get stimulated? It gets stimulated with your senses. So unless your senses are trained, you are not going to be physically independent. So it's the basic. Okay, physical independence is the basic. That's how all of us are what we are today. Yes, mental independence, social independence, we are in that stage. Okay. So now, I'm just going to keep this in the back of your mind. We will come back to it later. Okay. How did the whole sensorial education begin? How did it begin? Wow, how come Maria Montessori designed these materials? So what happens? Do we have any psychology student here? You're a psychology student. Okay. So what happens in a typical psychology classroom is you read books, right? You read about different psychology. You have developmental psychology, experimental psychology, child, and there are so many branches to it. Courses are. But what Maria Montessori did was the reverse. She developed the psychology from observation. She saw the children first. You get what I mean? So we all read so many books, right? Psychology books are so big, very theoretical. Make your presentation slow and deliberate. Okay? So that will help the child to appreciate the senses. And then maybe you can help the child to connect with the nature. Very simple activity. Collect some leaves and flowers and then put it in a tray, give a pencil or set of color pencils. Ask the child to draw it again. Okay? See how many of them can be. Doesn't matter, they are using different colors. You know, right? In Montessori, perfection is not the aim. Progress is the goal, right? All of you must be knowing it. We are not aiming for perfection. Very, very crucial. Okay? What happens when we are stuck in the intellectual culture? Indeed, when with intellectual culture, you are able to make the connection with the points. If you have any questions, you can stop me. Okay? This is going to be interactive, so you don't have to be formal at all in my session. The philosophy of sensorial materials. Why, or what are the points that Maria Montessori kept in mind when she came up with when she designed the sensorial materials? In a normal child, it is auto-education. What is the difference? In a child, let's say a child who is focused on the attention of the child to the material, right? By taking in and putting it out. So you're educating the child for the senses. Same situation to a normal child. The child, you have to just show the child once the presentation. Child takes it out. You have to be with the child to guide him. But the child learns about the cycle. What happens in the second phase? Child learns by herself or himself. Okay, you see the difference? So the Maria Montessori's materials, for deficient children you can call it education. For normal children, even the pink tower, you can still build the tower with the big one on top and the small one down. But not cylinders. There is no way you cannot leave one cylinder outside. You get it? Okay? So it's a psychosensory exercise. It deeply impacts the psychology of the child. The child improves the self-esteem because nobody is putting the child down. It's the exact same thing. Much more heightened in the child because remember, a child of 0 to 6 is developing the character. Yeah? The child doesn't have a will, right? The will is still developing. That's why I really hate it when people say children are stubborn.
For the personal care, we have things like brushing your teeth, combing hair, putting on socks. You can come up with many others. And the third group, it is grace and courtesy. Grace and courtesy. That group deals basically with learning manners. How to walk, how to talk, how to eat properly, how to knock on the door, taking permission before coming in, saying excuse me, please, thank you. Elementary, care of environment, I'm repeating, personal care and grace and courtesy. Then there are two special exercises known as advanced grace and courtesy. Of EPL presentation, EPL work, it is to make the child independent. That is the word. You can write it in capital letter. To make EPL exercises makes the child independent. Independent of the adult. I can button it. And then in the personal care, there are also frames, which we will show you. The frames, which the child can hook, button, zip, and so on. So he just becomes independent. Apart from that, there are many other aims, such as he's doing some pouring, he's using his eyes and he's watching. So this is known as coordination of movement. Concentration, he needs to focus. Order, sequence, judgment. He's able to judge, should I pour and should I stop? And apart from that, there are other many, but these are some of the most important aims of EPL. Now I'm going to start with the presentation. That is just to give you a little brief introduction to EPL.